Welcome back to my channel. My name's Lisa Jane, and if you are new here, thank you for popping by, and if you have returned, thank you so much for continuing to watch the videos I make. This vlog or video is going to be talking about the 15 books I want to get to or would like to get to between September and maybe the end of November. It's probably very far-fetched for me. I read between 5 and 6 books a month, so this technically would be a set TBR for me if I was to do it that way, and I'm not sure that's how I want to do it right now. So we will see how we get on, but like I say, these are books that I would love to get to at this time of year. And yeah, let's just get on with it. The first book I would like to get to is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. If you've watched my latest book haul from 66 Books and Asda afterwards, you will see I got this at Asda the same day. I have not read anything by V.E. Schwab, and I always hear how good her writing is, so I wanted to try it for myself. I thought I'd go in with the latest book, or the latest book as I'm recording this video. So as far as I'm aware, it just says 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. So like I said, I don't know too much about it. I know it's got, I think these ladies may be vampires, and we are set over 3 different time periods. So we've got 1532, 1827 and 2019, so quite varied in timeline, and obviously we get the different POVs of these ladies or these vampires. So yeah, that is really one I am looking forward to, and I think, to be honest, this is one I am going to get to very, very soon. The next book that I would like to get to this autumn is no other than The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I've mentioned this series so many times on my channel. This is part of the Crowns of Nyaxia world, and I loved the first 2 books, which were The Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I'm just looking because they're just literally behind me here. Yeah, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Now, I also read the novella 6 Scorched Roses and Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, I think it's called. And 6 Scorched Roses I really enjoyed. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror I did enjoy, but not as much as the other books. So, like I say, Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King are the first duology in this world, and this is going to be part of the second one. I know the next book came out in August, so I'm hoping even by the time this video goes up, I might have it in my possession, or I will definitely be purchasing it very soon. So yeah, this is just, like I say, following on, and I don't really want to give too much away, although this is a new duology. So it just says, Mish lost everything when she was forcibly turned into a vampire. Her home, her humanity, and most devastatingly of all, the love of the sun god to whom she had devoted her life. Now sentenced to death for murdering the vampire prince who turned her, redemption feels impossible. So there is lots more on that page. However, I'm not going to read it all out. But yeah, looking forward to that one. The next one on my list, I bought this a little while ago, but I feel like this may be the perfect time to read it when it's cold and that you've got your candles lit, and it is by J.C. Lynn, who I've never read from before, and it's called For Whom the Bell Tolls. I think this is set in hell, I want to say. It just says, Lily isn't exactly thrilled with her arrival in the afterlife, but what awaits her there is more fantastical than she ever could have imagined. Deities wait in line at the coffee shop, fae flit between realms, souls find ways to make death a beginning. As she explores the many corners of the afterlife, Lily finds herself surprisingly drawn to a place most would avoid at all costs: hell. Armed with years of customer service experience and pent-up sarcasm, Lily carves a job out for herself amongst hell's demons, sending souls to their rightful circles with more than a hint of sass. So it sounds like it's going to be good fun as well. Yeah, they're really looking forward to this one. Book number 4 in this pile. These are not in any particular order, by the way. It's the way I've arranged them. So the next one is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Again, I picked this up a little while ago, just haven't got round to it, but what perfect time then in the autumn season, winter, to read this book. This book, I believe, is based around games and 2 sisters, and that's all I really want to know. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. The next book I've chosen, and you may not think, I don't know what time of year this was set, or if there is a time of year it particularly refers to, but I feel like it looks like an autumn book, so therefore that's why I wanted to include it in this video. And that is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This book is a standalone fantasy. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a standalone fantasy, and yeah, I don't know too much about it, but I know it gets really good reviews, or the reviews I've seen for it are really good. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And I think it's based in like a small mountain town, so it'll be right up my alley, shall we say. The next one is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is really, really old. I only bought it last year. However, this series, I think it was published, it was published in 2011. So we're looking at like 14 years ago. So not new. However, I never watched it because I think this was a programme as well on TV. Let me know. I think it was though. But yeah, obviously it's witchy, so what better time to read it than the autumn. And then another book that I've included in this video, not necessarily an autumnal book, but just one I really want to get to before the year's out, is The Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is part of the Throne of Glass universe, and it's the 5th book in that series. So we have, depending on what way you read it, but I read The Assassin's Blade first, then Throne of Glass, then Crown of Midnight, then Hair of Fire, and now I'm going to read Queen of Shadows. So really looking forward to this one. The last one did leave off with a bit of, I don't know if it was a cliffhanger so much, I'm trying to remember now. It was a little while ago I read Hair of Fire. However, I think this one is going to be superb. So that's that pile done. We'll move on to the next one. Another book I would like to read this autumn is Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I can't believe I haven't got round to this yet. I am really, really eager to get to this, and probably by the time this video's gone up, I might have even already read it. That's how eager I am. So we shall see. But this is set in an academic setting. It's a university called Sorrow Song, and I think it's going to be a bit like dark academia, and I think there's a blend of genres. I think I've said this before. So we've got like the fantasy elements, but we've also got like that thriller mystery as well, and I think there's mafia in here, so it's a real mixed bag, and I'm really looking forward to it. This cover is just gorgeous as well. So that's the next one. Another one that I've had on my shelf for such a long, long time, but I feel like it would be good to read it now at this time of year. And please let me know if you've read this series, because it has been out a long time and I'd love to know other people's opinions on it. And that is the Filthy Rich Vampire series by Geneva Lee. I have all 4 of the books in this series and I haven't picked them up yet. They're all on my shelf downstairs. But I would love to get started with this, because when I picked them up I really did want to read them, and then I just sort of went on a massive book buying, I don't know what you want to call it. It wasn't even like one trip. I've just been buying books, and a lot of books, as you will have seen over time, and these have just sort of got forgotten about. But it's not that I don't want to read them. So please, if you love this series, please encourage me to pick it up in the comments. Another book on my list, which I think I bought last year but didn't get round to it, and it would be perfect in spooky season, is The Witch is Back. I'm hoping to do a Halloween type reading vlog, but so I will see what books I want to put in that, but maybe this could be one of them, quite possibly. We shall see. The Witch is Back is part of a series, I think, and obviously I don't know whether I'm going to continue it. We shall see if I like the first one. This is by Sophie H. Morgan, and it just says, Emmeline Bluewater is determined to put life as a witch behind her. When Bastien True Note left her with nothing but the shame of a broken marriage contract, Emma turned her back on magic and her old life. In opening her own cocktail bar, Emma has put her ex firmly in her past, until Bastien walks through the door and announces that he wants her back. So we shall see. It could be good fun. I'm not so sure. I haven't actually looked at the ratings on Goodreads or Fable for this one, so yeah. Another one, I picked it up in 66 books. You will have seen it in that book haul. I'm absolutely going to be reading it this year. I'm telling you that, you heard it here. I am reading it this year. And that is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I saw everybody raving over this book last year, and I really, really want to give it a go. Again, I think it's set in like a school, I want to say, or there's a house where they teach them. I could be completely wrong here. Micah Moon follows 3 rules: hide your magic, keep your head down, and stay away from other witches. Micah, it could be Mika, is good at being alone, and she doesn't mind it mostly. But when she is invited to teach 3 young witches at the mysterious nowhere house, Mika jumps at the chance for a different life. As she comes to care for its quirky inhabitants, and Jamie, the handsome but prickly librarian, belonging somewhere feels like a real possibility. So yeah, it is to do with teaching some young witches. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Next up is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. Again, fantastic read for spooky season. This is part of the Graves Glen series. So the first book in this series was the XX. I enjoyed the XX. I think I give it around 3 or 3.5 stars when I read it back last year. So I wasn't going to continue this series. I thought I enjoyed it for what it was and I was going to leave it. But then I saw this book again in 66 books and it was really, really cheap. And I thought, oh, why not just pick it up and see if you like it. So I think there is another one after this called The Wedding Witch as well, which I haven't got. But we will see if I pick that one up. But yeah, I won't read the back of this one because obviously it follows on from the first one. But yeah, this would be good for spooky season. Then we move on to the thrillers I would like to get to. I mean, I could do a thriller vlog in this as well. Let me know what vlogs you would like to see, if there's any videos you'd like me to make, because ultimately although I love doing these videos, I want to put out videos that I think you're going to watch or you're going to like. So please let me know what you want, because at the end of the day, I'm doing these for you as well as myself. I digress though, and we'll get back. So I have got 3 thrillers on my list that I'd like to get to. 2 were bought at 66 books, and they were the Riley Sager books, which were Middle of the Night and The Only One Left. if I could get to these this year, that'd be great. I mean, just one of them would be fab. I think if I had to choose, I would choose the only one left. But please let me know which one is your favourite if you've read both of them. Or did you like them? Did you not like them? Please, let's have some conversations in the comments, because I love to talk about books, and you are the best people to talk to about them who watch these vlogs. We then have, last but not least, The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. I think I bought this last year. It probably was quite early on. I feel like it would be good to read in the dark months. And Lisa Jewell is one of my favourite thriller authors. I haven't read many, but she seems to hit the spot when I read her books. I read a few of hers when I was younger, and most recently I've read None of This Is True and Then She Was Gone, and really enjoyed both of them books. So I would like to get round to this one. It just says, summer 2017, teenage mum Tallulah heads out on a date, leaving her baby son at home with her mother Kim. At 4:30 a.m, Kim awakens to discover that Tallulah has not come home. Friends tell her that Tallulah was last seen heading to a pool party at a dark house in the woods nearby called Dark Place. Tallulah never returns. Then we move on a year, summer 2018. Walking in the woods behind the school where her boyfriend has just started teaching, Sophie sees a sign nailed to a fence. A sign that says, dig here. So, I know what they're probably insinuating. Whether it is that is another thing. We shall see. But it's one that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, they are the 15 books I would love to get to this autumn or winter time. However, December, I do like to do a lot of Christmas book reading. Although sometimes I can get a bit, I really shouldn't say fed up, because I absolutely love Christmas and anything to do with it. But sometimes if you're reading Christmas books, or any kind of like romance book, sometimes back to back to back to back to back, it can get a bit samey. So yeah, we will see. But December, usually I like to read some Christmas reads. These are the 15 books I would like to read in September, October, November time. Please let me know what's on your radar for the autumn, winter months, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.